Hey guys, it's Niabiafoefia here, and today we are back with another video. If you don't know who I am, or if you're new to my channel, I'm Niabiafoefia. I am a first-year strategic communications major at Hampton University, which is also an HBCU if you're unsure what that is, and that stands for Historically Black College or University. And today I'm going to be discussing something I feel very important to me, and I hope it's important to you all. And if you click the title, it should be important to you. So this video is targeted for juniors and seniors in high school, but however this could apply to anybody or someone who's already graduated and is still unsure what to do. So I found that during my high school years, a lot of people were very unsure about which path they wanted to choose. They felt very pressured by their parents, their peers, and the school system to just solely go to college, opposed to their other options. And I wanted to let you guys know that there are other options. I am a complete advocate for education. However, certain institutions are not for everyone, and it doesn't suit everyone, and ultimately everybody has a purpose in life, and I just want to make sure you guys know that you should be able to fulfill it, and really don't let anything get in your way, or don't let anyone persuade you to do things that you don't want to do. So first, that's what we're going to be talking about: life after high school, and basically what are your options and what options you do have. And like I said, I really hope this video is helpful to you guys, because these are things that people need to hear, and sometimes your counselors aren't the best at letting you know these things. Sometimes even your parents aren't the best at letting you aren't the best at informing you on certain things like this. So I wanted to make sure that I get this out here, because like I said, this stuff is very important to me. So first and foremost, we're going to be talking about college. So I do attend a college. This is what I felt was best for my path, and however, it's not for everyone. So I'm going to be talking about life after college. I'm sorry, not life after college. We're going to be discussing college, community college, technical school, the military, and basically the work field as well. So those are the topics that we're going to be discussing in this video, so please stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy. So okay, so to prepare yourself for college, you need to make sure that you're getting all your credits in your high school, that you're literally on track to graduate. When I was in high school, our counselors picked our schedule for, I guess, for like a couple of times, and then we really were able to like pick our electives and things like that. I took AP courses, I took preparatory courses, and things that interested me. My AP courses definitely did prepare me for the college workload. However, that might not be for you. So honestly, just make sure that you're on track with all your credits, that you're going to your counselor, and you're making sure that you're passing your tests, you're passing the your grades, you're right where you need to be, because colleges are not going to accept you if your grades are not up to par, and you want to make sure that you're doing the research on your the college that you want to be at, so that your GPA ultimately is what it needs to be. So that goes along with taking the SAT and the ACT. So the SAT and the ACT are basically standardized testing that colleges look at to see where you place on this spectrum. So typically on the SAT, students score in the range of 1400 and 1500. I got a 1490. I'm really terrible at math. However, my literature and my writing and my reading scores are really high. My math score wasn't the best, and I know that, but you have to know your strengths and weaknesses. So we just know your strengths and weaknesses. Make sure that you're studying. If your school is offering preparation courses, crash courses, make sure that you're taking advantage of all your resources that that your school is offering, so that you can get the best SAT, best ACT scores, so you can get into the schools you want to get. The most common ACT score is about a 20 or a 21, and that's just on a the United States range. It's just basically like what everybody, that's the average that people score. I know people that have gotten 31s, 30s, perfect scores, 24s. The range is wide, but on an average is a 21 or 20 or 21. So first and foremost, you want to make sure that you're applying to the schools, or you're at least doing your research on the school that you want to go to. Make sure you have all your ducks in a row, or all your eggs in a basket. So just make sure that you have your letters of recommendations. Make sure that you're writing the essays that they need, or preparing essays or for the schools, because your school is going to ask you for an essay when you're doing the application process. Most likely a school is going to ask you to write an essay. Also make sure that you're being active and you're doing community service. And also, before you even go to a school, or you're trying to pick a school, don't just pick a school that your friends are going to. Make sure that they actually have your major, and or a major that you think that they would have. Like if you're unsure of what your major would be, you can go in undecided into your school. However, you don't want to attend a school that doesn't have your major. So when you are like, okay, this is what I want my major to be, you don't have to go transfer elsewhere. You can just be at that school and they have your major and you're ready to declare your major. Also, just make sure that when you're looking at these schools that you meet the requirements, that your test scores are up to par. First and foremost, do not apply to a school if your test scores are not up to par, because you will be let down. So make sure that you're really preparing yourself for what's going on. And also, to my high school seniors, please be sure before you actually pick the school that you want to go to that you take a visit. I did not take a visit to the school that I'm attending right now. I should have taken a visit. I do love my school. However, I wish that I was able to do more college visits. So make sure that you are exposing yourself to different college campuses and you're understanding what you're getting yourself into. Okay, so now we're still talking about school, but we're gonna be talking about the next option for school. So like I said, I do attend a 4-year university. However, that is way expensive. So a lot of my friends back home, they chose to attend a community college. So I'm pretty sure in your community there's schools with your county name, or just a school, an institution that you can attend. So a community college is basically a place that you attend and you take like core curriculum or core classes, and it's for 2 years, and when you graduate you earn your associate's degree, and then you can attend a 4-year college. However, you will be technically a junior in college, so you only have 2 years left, which will ultimately save you on money. It will allow you to continue to stay home, or to if you're not ready to be diving into a 4-year university, you can do a community college. Your schedule can be more flexible. Like, you can actually work. I feel like you can work if you have if you attend this community college. Like, you'll be able to just have a more flexible schedule, and also you can, like, ultimately you'll save more money on your tuition. So you can be working and saving money to attend that 4-year. You'll still get that degree, but you saved way more money than somebody that just started at that 4-year, you know, in the beginning, opposed to you starting your junior year. This is all about preference and what best suits you and what's going to accommodate you. I personally did not want to stay home. I did not want to stay home and have to drive up the street and just see the same people that I went to high school with. I wanted to get out of my neighborhood. I wanted to see different things and learn in a different environment. However, that's my preference. That might not be your preference, and you have to do what's best for you at the end of the day. So now we are going to be talking about technical schools, trade schools, or vocational schools. So a technical school is or trade school, vocational school is basically where you learn a specific trade, opposed to you coming to a 4-year, or you go into a community college where you're taking biology, literature, and those courses that you don't really need. You're getting straight in, you're diving head in, and you're learning a trade that will ultimately benefit you. Like, it's gonna really benefit you. So like, it's 2-year, and I'm gonna name some trades that you could possibly get into. You can get into you can like be a beauty technician, a makeup artist, an ultrasound technician, a truck driver, a computer tech, a mechanic. Those are the type of things that you learn. So basically, when you graduate, you're able to go into that field, opposed to how I'm going to be at school for 4 years. I'm going to get into my major my junior year. I'm going to graduate. Ultimately, I'm going to have to go get my master's degree to really land a great job, if you get what I'm saying. So this part, you will basically be able, if you go to a trade school, you'll be able to be there for 2 years, and you can go on to doing other things. However, most people who do go to trade school, they learn their trade, and they do continue to build on top of that. But if you don't want to be in the 13th or the 14th grade like I am, basically, trade school would definitely be your best option. So really take into account of what I'm saying to you guys, because I really want to make sure that this information is really getting to you, because you don't have to go to a 4-year university. Everybody cannot thrive in this type of environment. Everybody doesn't want to be sitting in the class learning history again, learning biology again, learning geometry again, when you could be doing something that you really want to do hands-on. That's the best bet for you. Also, the military. So in the military you have different branches. You have your Navy, you have your Army, you have the Marines, you have the Coast Guard. I'm not really too sure about everything that goes on in the military. Please don't bite me. My mother was in the Navy, my aunt served in the Air Force, and my uncle served in the Navy as well. So I know a little bit, but I just want to make sure that this information got to you guys. So I did gather some information. So the military, I spoke to a recruiter before. He basically said that it's your best bet to take your ASVAB while you're in high school. So the ASVAB is basically like a test mixed up with like technical, not vocational, like math, like simple math, language, and some science. I'm not too sure. I will link all of like the tests that you need to take or preparations. I'll put stuff like that in the description box. But it's basically a test that you take that would kind of like help you find a job when you're in the military. So it's your best bet to take the ASVAB while you're in school, because all of the stuff that's on the test is kind of like fresh in what you're doing in school, so opposed to trying to take it when you graduate or 2-3 years after you graduate. Your score, you don't really know what's going on. So take the ASVAB. Most schools offer it for free. They have online practice exams for you to take. So take the ASVAB first. Even if even if you're unsure about joining the military, just take the ASVAB. If your school is offering it, take the ASVAB. Also, if the military is something that you really see yourself doing, talk to a recruiter. They can tell you if they can really let you get a feel if this is the branch that you want to join. They'll let you know the ins and the outs, what kind of job you'll be taking, what kind of money you'll be making. If you want to go active, if you want to be a reserve, they'll let you just, they'll talk to you and give you more information about doing that. Also, like the military process, so you'll like go to MEPS, and that's like a medical place. Like it's kind of like where they see if you're fit for the military. Like I think you do like activities. I promise you guys, I don't know exactly what this is. It's just I'll link it. I'm sorry, but you attend MEPS. You choose your job. You go to boot camp or basic training, and that's basically 9 weeks out of the year that you let me not say that. It's 9 weeks that you go and you learn military stuff. I'm sorry, this is not a joke. This is very serious, but it's where you go and you learn military things. Also, you get benefits from joining the military. You get paid. If you're fresh out of high school and you're unsure about what you want to do, you can join the military, and ultimately if you wanted to go back to school, they have benefits for your education as well. And you also get healthcare benefits, and ultimately you get to serve and protect your country. So okay, and lastly, you can work. So a lot of people go wrong when they work instead of going to school. They get so caught up in making all of this money that they think that they don't need to attend a school or a vocational school or just do anything. So they're like, I'm just gonna work. But you can't really just work at McDonald's and make the money that you want to raise a family, if that makes any sense. So if you're going to work, make sure that you're working and you're saving to ultimately reach a higher goal, or like build your business, build your brand, but you're working, but you're doing something else as well, that you're not just living every day to wake up and clock in and that's it. So I feel like if you're going to work ultimately to be trying to pay your tuition, opposed to just I'm going to just go to work every single day. But like I said, you guys, everything is not for everybody, and I don't want you guys to just think that you have to go to college. That's not the only way. There are different ways and different paths to life, and one way is not the only way. So I really hope you guys found this video informative. If you guys know of any other things that could be helpful, please be sure to interact with each other in the comments and let each other know. If I did mess up any information, please be sure to correct me as well. I'm just letting you guys know what comes from my mind. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please check the description box for information on the SAT, ACT, the ASVAB, and technical and vocational schools. I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.